In fact, getting more news at this point of time. The United States State Department spokesperson has in fact put out a statement regarding Israel's strikes. Let's in fact listen in to what the US's reaction has been.
Well, of course, we know, and we've made a tremendous commitment there to stabilize Syria, and our special envoy, Ambassador Barak, is leading that. And of course, we know of that escalation. Clearly, we've been involved in addressing it. And I think that what is clear still comes from the Secretary's remarks regarding the issue of it being a miscommunication, essentially. And I think that's significantly different than an escalation. But I would wait for us to hear from the Secretary and the President as today unfolds. But neither of them had indicated that this seemed to be a dynamic that indicated something that could not be resolved. Their comments certainly indicated that they expected it to be and hoped it to be, and indicated even, again, for within the next few hours could be facilitated. Also about that, though, we do understand that the Israeli forces intervened to protect the Druze. So that is something we can confirm to you. But obviously, I think the comments of the Secretary speak for themselves.
All right, the State Department, of course, highlighting and referring to Marco Rubio's statement. He stated that the US have engaged all partners involved in the clashes in Syria and have agreed on specific steps that will bring this troubling situation to an end tonight itself. More news coming in. Syria's interim president Ahmed al-Shara has also given a televised address to his nation. He has stated that protecting the Druze citizens and their rights is the responsibility and priority of Syria, and he's also rejected any attempt to drag the Druze into the hands of an external party. He's referring to Israel, and he's also stated that they do not fear war and have spent their lives facing challenges and defending their people, but put the interests of the Syrians before chaos and destruction. Aditya is still with us on the broadcast. Aditya, walk our viewers to this message by the Syrian president.
Absolutely, as far as Druze community is concerned in Syria, the interim president of Syria, Ahmed al-Shara, has said that this is an internal matter of Syria, and referring to Israel, that they want no external interference in this. At this juncture, even the statements that are coming from the U.S. State Department show that they are siding still with Israel as far as this attack on the Syrian military headquarters is concerned. We have already seen now, this will further add a new dimension to the already embroiled struggle in the Middle East. And now, it needs to be seen from here on how the Syria responds to this attack by Israel. And, remember, recently, Donald Trump also met Ahmed al-Shara, and, there were talks that, the U.S. could, remove sanctions on Syria, going forward. So, however, now with this latest incoming Israeli airstrike on Syria is concerned, the situation is now still again turned complex, and now it needs to be seen whether there will be a full...
We're also learning that the United Nations Security Council has reportedly stated that a meeting will be conducted on Thursday for an emergency session on this attack that has taken place in Damascus. This meeting has been requested by Syria's UN mission and has been endorsed by Algeria. Along with this, we're also learning that Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Danny Danon, has called for the UNSC to condemn the crimes committed against civilians on Syrian soil by Syria's government. So, Aditya, what can we expect in this UNSC meet? We know that they are likely to convene on Thursday.
UN meet is concerned, definitely both the perspectives of Israel and Syria will be discussed. And, we have seen how the United Nations Security Council in the past also has, criticized these Israeli strikes. However, now, the Israel ambassador to UN has said that these strikes were essential as the Syrian government is, doing injustice to its civilians. So I know, at this juncture, the Israeli defense forces completely stand with the different minority community in Syria, and from here on, it needs to be seen, how this entire situation unfolds, what the UN will. It has been in the past, when such meetings of the UN have also taken place, when Israel-Iran conflict broke, and, both UN has always, called for the de-escalation, whenever such an attack happens. So at this juncture, it needs to be seen from here on how, whether they will criticize the Israeli actions in this regard, or whether they will extend support to Syria. This needs to be.
And of course, there's a question of the US veto that exists as well. All right, thank you so much, Aditya, for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details. Viewers, we're shifting focus away from the Middle East.